I have heard your requests for more Trackmania Nations Forever, and so today I want to show you a staple of that game's history. The Golden Gate Bridge, an iconic track built by Nubisaur in 2012. This is an RPG track, which basically just means you do obstacles, jumps, and tricks, and you try to get the best time. The world record is at a 2:35 by Aerosol, and my personal best is a 2:37 that I drove in 2019. So I do vaguely know the track, we'll see how much I remember and how long it'll take to match that pace, and if I can beat this world record, because the last I played it, I remember it being pretty good. But anyway, let me show you the track and let's get into it. Alright guys, so here it is. Look at this. This was built in the old Trackmania, where you always had to place blocks on the grid, meaning that to create this, it is a lot more difficult than importing items in the new Trackmania. And also, he had to expand the building area with a mod called Trackmania Unlimiter. But for its time, I mean, this was a marvel that you could build something like this in Trackmania, and it even inspired a later skin. There's a Golden Gate Bridge skin you can drive with. And as you can see here, there are some jumps throughout that we have to do. So let's start the green timer and check it out. If you want to play the track yourself, it is possible. I'll leave a link in the description, but you do have to also install a mod for the game called Trackmania Unlimiter. Here, by the way, we're driving on floating tiles. This was also really popular back in the day to do. What mappers figured out they could do is they could place a water pool one block above the road, and then you drive at the bottom of the pool, but from the player point of view, it just looks like you're driving on nothing. So this was a nice illusion to make it seem like you're floating, and you can use where the blocks are placed as a visual guide for where to go. Barely making that jump, and we can continue on. Cool. Now I remember we climb up to the bridge, and there's a lot of maybe what you'd call modern day speed tech, or it's kind of competitive style. I'm not even joking, this was very good for its time. Some people consider it too easy because you weren't driving and balancing on pipes and stuff, but let's do a full discovery run first. Might take me a few minutes, and then we get to hunting. Rediscovery, I should say. So up here, it's a lot about speed preservation. And look at this visual. Okay, approaching the bridge. I forget where we jump, but we do jump. Over here. Okay, carry on. This part of the path is impossible to miss. And that one. And now, just gonna press forward. And we get a nosedive, very satisfying. Don't think you're able to catch that booster before the checkpoint. The thing about playing maps so far apart from last time you played it is, I remember what the map was about, the aesthetic of it and how it felt to drive, oh, enjoyable, fast-paced map. I remember zero actual clear detail, so oh, this turn came into that turn or something, you know? Here I have to respawn. So it's gonna take me a little bit to get back up to pace. But again, you can see this feature I was talking about. Water pool placed into the air lets you drive on seemingly nothing, and you can follow the visuals, like the pipe here. Sometimes there's things on the ceiling that you look at to know where to go. And we get a bunch of speed. There was a big jump where you do a backflip. Is this the one? Yeah, this is gonna be a clutch moment. When you get here on good pace, aiming this so that you land the flip here, and maybe with a airtime reduction down here to follow, will be very important. Here I was too fast, because you have to land. There's a downhill. And oh, too short. Okay, so from the respawn, it seems to be full speed, but we're gonna have to estimate that with speed through the checkpoint to release enough. And then you get into the dash towards the finish, which I do remember. Because now you jump into the stadium after crossing the entire bridge, and you can see some zigzagging, and the finish line itself over here. Okay, so first one, 427. If we keep in mind my old personal best, not too bad actually. It was not any medals though, unfortunately. But now we can try to optimize. That is the track. Here we could almost full speed, but I think it's a small drift. This is a full speed turn past that little nudge. And then some bumps. Try not to fall off the invisible pool. And we make it to the tunnel in 36 seconds. We're gonna try to keep that as like a benchmark to see where we end up on pace. Could almost wallbang this uphill. Wallbangs are very powerful in the old Trackmania. Just wasn't any acceleration penalty then. And then we have this jump, so obviously speed slide. And I want to aim more left to get a nice slalom through here. And then onto this thing. We can do a tiny ramp cut. Didn't fully get it. And here, okay, maybe it's a bit crazy. Nah, I was thinking we could flip from the side of it, but it doesn't seem so possible after all. Control the tilt down these hills. And around the outside. Probably a release could drift that too. Do I need speed here, or can I just go for an inside line? Going for a full inside drift first, and then... Oh yeah, that's more than enough speed. Unfortunately, slow landing here. But we've lost some time throughout already. Wait. There, I clipped the corner of the pool. And now we line up the big jump, try to be about middle. And let's see if we can time the release to drop down into the hill accurately. Gonna go with about that. This is too much, no? Yeah. Okay. That part needs some work. We'll respawn, and from respawn it's press forward. I still, even with its imperfections, wanna call this the superior Trackmania game. But some landing bugs are making my position hard to maintain. Oh, nations forever. If it weren't for the landing bugs, you'd be perfect. I mean, you're still perfect, but just a different kind of perfect. Like, you're perfect because you're not perfect, and that makes you special and unique, and we appreciate you. We get a silver medal on my second run. Okay, set up the drift. Nice. A little bit late for this corner, but it still made it full speed. And here I'm gonna have to release, guys, because I've had a few runs now where I've overjumped this booster. And it's slow. We got a 36.2 now, so improving that benchmark. Now here I'm gonna drift, but I think I could full speed it in, full speed into wallbang in a bit. I'm gonna jump very diagonal, like over here. And that's just about right. Oh, I kept so much speed too. This is a fast run, I think. I am aiming a bit off the checkpoint line, so we'll have to do a drastic movement now. Worked out. Oh. Okay, release. To not miss the platforms. And... yeah, this part, okay. Yeah, that's a bit cowardly. Bad drifts there. Alright, line up middle. Let's see if I can do it. It's traveling left, and this is a big distance to travel at... You know, that's actually pretty accurate with the speed, although... yeah, I'm jumping too far. Okay, so if I jump shorter but I air brake... yeah, this is the way to go. I'll land on the back tires first, and then... you avoid most bad landings, I think. Here in the end, do we want to release for this hill? Probably. And you know, this is a 247 with 1 respawn. Author time, yeah, I know, incredible. Incredible. But yeah, 10 seconds from my PB, 12 from the world record. And I think we'll soon get a run that is one shot and seemingly very far away. There's a lot of people on the leaderboard that have times around 242, which seems to be a solid benchmark on the track. So from there, we're gonna have to rediscover the strategies to go faster. I'm gonna try the wallbang idea now. So like I said, wallbangs in this game, they didn't have acceleration penalty. And what that means is that you can just slam the wall. Didn't gain, but I also didn't get it perfect. Let's try the wallbang again. Just full speeding this gains me a bit, but now this is the hard one. I think that gains, no? How would I ever beat that in a drift? I can't remember if we used it last time, but the thing is, coming from Trackmania 2020 now, and seeing how many opportunities even there with acceleration penalty there are to wallbang, it's almost a no-brainer to just slam the wall in this game, because it's like playing an unnerfed character in a video game. Like, if you could go back and play the unnerfed character, you want to try all the moves that used to be broken. Which, speaking of, I am very excited soon to play League of Legends Classic. I used to play League from like 2013 to 2018, and they're soon releasing a I do actually play other games here and there. Not often, but I do. Like recently they ported some of the old Call of Duties as well to PlayStation 5, so I've been checking those out. Am I landing too far again? I did not land too far, but we have a problem. I need to make this jump, and I'm not sure. Yeah. The speed was barely not there. Okay. Overall solid run. I think it was on pace for 245. No, 243. Let's be more realistic. 243. Oh, look at that. That's how you do it. Very diagonal. Set up. Wait. Yeah, I don't fully feel comfortable in that part yet, but we make it. Take the boost. That was pretty terrible, but let's continue. Okay, minus almost a second. We get the backflip. Now I gotta slow down enough to make sure it lands the next downhill. Uh-oh. Even if I do, I think it turtles. It didn't. Oh, this might actually make it. This feels a tiny bit faster. Okay. Okay, you know what? If my run is gonna die, and it dies to a humorous moment, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, so a couple of things about this map is it's one of the most awarded Trackmania obstacle maps from back in the day. This and the other version. Maybe I didn't say that. There's two versions of the Golden Gate Bridge, both by the same mapper. He made one that's like a 15-minute slow, obstacle-heavy with pipes and stuff map, and then he made this speedy one in 2 minutes, where you get the feeling of like rushing across the bridge rather than meticulously driving in the sewer systems or whatever under the bridge. So yeah, both of them have a ton of awards, and there's also videos about the map that have a lot of use from back in the day. Like around 2012, Trackmania was starting to die out a bit because the initial wave of players from 2008 had kind of dwindled out, and it was rare at that time for a video of anything Trackmania related to get as many views as the Golden Gate Bridge video did. It has like 100k maybe? I don't know off the top of my head, but every long-time Trackmania player has seen that video. Okay, plus 77. Am I making it? Oh, I made it with a crash. The hope lives for this run. So it's an important piece in the history. It moved the needle just a tiny bit for Trackmania to have its resurgence. And it's a beautiful map, so happy to play it on the channel. Okay, that is dead center. And we have a big nose down, so I'm thinking always that... I'm thinking if we can make the nose like dive over the edge, it has to be good. But every time I go for that, I keep landing out on the flat. Okay, so we're landing a little bit tilted. Not a problem, but we're gonna have to release a lot. You know what? That might be... If I make it, this is fine. Yeah. Probably lost a second there, but now we actually one-shot. Let's see if we can get it to the finish line. Okay, so the world record is about to finish. Here. And we complete at 240. Honestly, this is closer than I thought it would be, right? I've been almost a second ahead of this in the start already. I crashed the end. I'm seeing potential. So 5 seconds to go. .256. It's a very high speed number. Didn't lose that much though, because acceleration penalty, like we talked about, it's just not that present here. Release. Catch that. This is fast. Like with a good end, this is world record pace. Oh, but it's flipping so slowly. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I risked the end so hard. 2:36.30. Second place world and only half a second from the world record. I think we're gonna compare, see where we're losing time, and try to make a push for beating it. But that was a really good run. And I'm still like 0.4 away, so... Aristo's left a very strong record on this map. I'm already very happy with that, but yeah. Let me save this and let's see. Alright, so here we have the comparison. Now, if you guys don't know Aristil, he's one of the best Norwegian players. He has a bunch of official world records in the early campaigns in Trackmania 2020. Like, official Nadeo maps, shortcuts, everything. He is very good at the game, so we are gonna see him with a slow start though. Surprising. Maybe I've missed something, or maybe he's just gonna outpace me. He also does the drift, so I correctly put aside the wallbang line. Here a bit different, more diagonal. Keeps more speed. Sets it very wide. Bro, I am of sub-average intelligence. Oh no, bro. It's a straight line bridge and I still picked the wrong path. I drove a sick run then. Like, I was kind of gobsmacked at the idea of trying to gain another 0.4. Turns out I can just jump straight and solve my issues with landing clean there. And I have fastest way only in my name tag. I mean, I am bringing shame to to this team. Fastest way only Wirtual. Going for the safe route unknowingly. I'm catching up a lot through the drifts here, He too, though, is doing an excellent job, going barely under there. But look, I mean, despite that, I'm almost equal again. And now for the flip, I'm curious. Did he do the nosedive? Did he find something else? Let's see what he does. Oh, that's flat. Yeah, he lands flat, slows down, and then just air brake. Okay. Yes, if I fix my middle, then I can beat this. And maybe a tiny ramp cut here. Wait, he must have also had a sick end, I'm just noticing. Did he full speed these things? We don't have an input display, we can listen. So let's listen to his car. I think one tiny release, but that's it. Wow. Okay. So once more, the only change I'd make is going wider, speed slide, and jump. Simple. Sorry guys, I gotta quickly fix this. We're gonna have to remove the fastest way only part of my name. Just virtual for now. I gotta earn back my stripes. Can't be playing Trackmania that way. I'm missing a shortcut like that. So now we're ready to continue hunting. Oh, okay, this is crazy. Alright, first try out the shortcut here, and we get an insane lead. Because I also have one of my fastest starts ever. What a run. Okay, that's going for flat. Let's go for flat. No, I landed too far. I was hoping it would catch the downhill, but yeah, the speed won't make it. What a start! That was my first attempt at the cut. That was crazy. Insane, insane pace. That should make it, yeah. So crazy, like I've been fighting for scraps and now I just see these massive minus 0.8 splits that I really didn't think were possible to get. Oh my god. Well, it's not gonna be minus 0.8 anymore. It's more like 0.2. Ooh. That is such good speed. This could still do it. Okay, that should do the full flip. Have us land about flush with the downhill. Oh, not quite though. Perfect. I will need to send the ending. No. Hopefully that doesn't matter. Oh yeah, we are far ahead. Oops. That's all I have to say. Man, I was ahead too. I just thought I had to send it. I don't know. Oh well, we can look at that later. I mean, we should continue. That is very fast. Okay, gotta land this. Releasing now. Man, there is so much to talk about with this map, but first let's close out the run if I can. So many fascinating details. But of course it all comes down to the big jump. That has to go right. Yeah, continuing with this. Is it rotating enough? That looks good. Yeah, we get the downhill. Oh, it's a slow one. Uh-oh. Okay, just don't throw. Yes, there we go. Okay. 2:35:25. Happy to finally have gotten it, guys, after almost 2 hours, but we clutched up. There are so many things I want to talk about. Like, I've found so many small tricks, so let's open up the comparison and I'll show you guys some stuff I found. First thing is already in the start. I found out that if you hit the grass hill a bit, you get this wobbled landing, which lets you keep more speed. Aerosol had the same thing, but he didn't have a trick here, I believe, which is that I intentionally do a right-left, just a left tap, to destabilize the balance of the car, so that when it goes over this ramp, it lands nose down. That keeps fourth gear, and just look at the speed difference. Like, I am already gone. So that was a big find. We can do camera 1 here. Then yeah, flat landing, skipping a bit of the corners. And if you're fast enough, you get another nosedive here, land on the booster, and okay. You know, this wasn't the best, but continuing for sure. Then I found another very important detail, and I'm gonna gain a bunch of time here. So in the uphill, you have third gear, but it's very hard to keep it in this transition. But by tapping brake one time, I kept it. I can therefore go immediate inside line into the speed slides, and I'm still fast enough to clear the shortcut. If you just look at how much distance this gained, Aerosol loses third gear here, and then has to go wider. Now he got third gear, now he gets fourth, but he's slower still. So this is like 0.3 in my favor, 0.4, and I have more speed, so we're increasing the lead. Did do the ramp cut here to gain a bit more, maybe it's like 0.5 at this point, and so, you know, these tiny things, they add up. I can still get probably about half a second to 0.8 faster than where my ghost is at right now. And unfortunately, what is about to happen is a couple of cowardly turns. I missed the drift here a bit, I failed the release here a bit, and I didn't go barely under the block like Aerosol. Plus, the drift wasn't great. So, you know, you are looking at maybe a 233 being possible. 233 high wouldn't put it out of the question. And now I can finally admire the view when I'm not preoccupied with the landing. Jumping over the entire bridge off of the top, trying to get a stable landing here was very frustrating, as it just didn't happen a lot of the time. I got what I thought was a bit of a slow landing. I tried to ramp cut. I missed it, like you can see how close this was. I tried to ramp cut here on the left because I was too fast for the jump. But now I landed in a slide and barely dodged the obstacles. And then, in the end, didn't want to throw it away like the previous run. So I just went a little bit wider and realized it was all good. Alright, quick check here. Guys, this is important. It's easy to get upset about failed runs, but the one we're on board with right now is the failed one. And if we look at the comparison, why would I be sad about crashing this when I got a much faster record? Yes, this would have been world record, but it would have been slower than the run I got in the end, so can't complain. Guys, check out the map for yourself. Link is in the description if you want. You have to download Trackmania Unlimiter. Thank you all for watching. Let me know still if you want to see more Nations Forever, iconic maps, stories, anything I know. And I'm happy to share. See you guys in the next video. Trying to post every day, so subscribe if you haven't. Lots of Trackmania videos coming up. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.